Hello, welcome back to Podcast vs. Player episode 93. I'm Carl, and as always, I'm joined by a man who has realised that every Scooby-Doo episode would literally be 2 minutes long if the gang went to the mask store first and asked a few questions. It's only bloody Dan.
It's very true, it probably would be. Like,
it is.
Have you had any creepy old men come in here and buy a ghost costume? Like, well, yeah, there was old Mr. Roberts who used to run the fairground, got him.
He literally just walks out, it's like, whoa, you're under arrest. It's like, what? That'd be amazing. Anyway, how the devil are you?
Pretty good. I'm all Civil War'd up.
Yes, Civil War has been done and watched.
Yes, we'll touch on that briefly. But before you sort of get the chills, if you haven't seen it, there won't be any spoilers. We'll do a special spoiler cast just for that alone. Yes,
and that will be dripping with spoilers. But
yes.
When we speak about Civil War a little bit later on this podcast, there'll be no spoilers. Or if there are spoilers, they're only ones that have been in the trailer.
This is true. Also, opinions.
Yeah, opinion pieces.
Yes.
Excellent. We have a little bit of news. I don't really care about it, so I'm going to let Dan do it.
Okay, well, thanks. There's a new Call of Duty that's...
Excellent.
Yep. See, I already lost steam halfway through that sentence. But no, it's Call of Duty Infinite, or Infinity War, or something stupid.
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, that's the one. Basically, they weren't happy with the sort of... We've gone a bit sort of like... We've gone like 30 years in the future. We've got exosuits, people can jump around. Now they've just gone, nah, bollocks to it, we'll just have it in space. Remember when Call of Duty used to be like cool and interesting? And like actually had story and depth and characters you really liked?
Well, apparently this one's got no more exo jump.
Yeah, probably because people used the fuck out of it and really annoyed everyone on Advanced Warfare. So, don't really care about that. Although if there's a beta, as there more than likely will be, I'll probably pick that up at some point.
It might be good.
No. But off the back of that, though, there's something that's slightly more interesting to me, which is a remastered version of the Modern Warfare trilogy. Now that, when it's at a reasonable price, I may very well pick up. But at the moment, you can only get it if you get Infinite Warfare. So it's sort of like, well, if you want this classic one, you've got to buy the new one. So I think they're just trying to bump up sales by doing that, which is a good tactic, I suppose. But for people like me, it's not enough to sell it off the back of.
For a lot of people, though, for a lot of game developers and publishers and stuff, it'll usually be an incentive to buy a certain game to get something. Yeah. But with Call of Duty, that's going to be released on its own anyway.
Absolutely. See, I was having a discussion with someone about this today. I said, look, they will sell it for a couple of months until the initial hype kind of dies down. Then they'll release it as a standalone, so all the people that have been waiting for it can go and pick it up. But they'll be charging the same price for it.
Yeah.
Bet you anything.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's not going to be a case of you can get Infinite Warfare for a limited time with the bonus of this remaster of Modern Warfare, and then they will release Modern Warfare at full price, and you won't be able to get it free with Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
So you'll get less value for your money.
Probably, but like I say, when it gets to a reasonable price for me, then I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah, for about 6 months after the initial release.
Yeah, when by the time they've launched the new Ghosts 4 or Black Ops, well, I don't even care.
Realistically, the amount of people that will buy Infinite Warfare purely for Advanced Warfare Remastered is probably going to sell far more than they'll sell on its own anyway.
Exactly, but then they'll use those numbers and that revenue, and they'll say, well, people still love Call of Duty, they still love all the crazy stuff we're doing, now we've got it in space, now we'll do it, the next one will be Interstellar, so it'll be
Call of Duty.
Oh my god, it's going to be Star Trek. Oh my god, that's really going to annoy me, that is.
They're going to have fucking
Captain. Do Activision still have anything to do with it? It's Treyarch and Infinity Ward. No, they don't.
Nah.
But Activision still had the majority of the rights to all the Star Trek games, with the inclusion of Elite Force 1 and 2, which is like the Star Trek first-person shooter, I could see them just pulling that one out of an old record box somewhere and just saying, remember this Elite Force? Well, this is basically Call of Duty in space. Why don't we just redo this again? And then get everyone into it, and I'll be fucking gutted, because it'll be ruined.
More than likely. I'll actually put good money on it. E3. The next E3.
E3 2016.
The problem is, like, everyone's complaining about Call of Duty, yet they're still going to buy it, regardless of what people fucking say. It still sells shitloads.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the biggest complaint is they're changing too much, and it's going into the future, and this is that and the other. And their answer is, let's just remake an old one.
Well, this is
everyone loved it.
I want Battlefield to take the initiative and say, you know, we still sort of do modern, slightly futuristic warfare. Because Call of Duty going into the future and it looks more and more ridiculous with every one they keep making, we'll go back. We'll do Vietnam. We'll do the First World War. I'd love to see them do a First World War, like massive open trench warfare, like machine guns and artillery and stuff. I think that'd be amazing.
But the difference being, though, with Battlefield is, yeah, it's slightly futuristic in a fashion, but it's still relatively modern and present day.
I think it's set in sort of like the end to early 2020s, 2030s, I think.
Yeah, that's reasonable. It's the same as Tom Clancy games. There's always a slight bit of futuristic.
Well, it's sort of like, it's because there's weapons. Like a big issue with North Korea, sort of globally. Like, people are sort of like, well, what if they all go a bit crazy? This is that sort of what-if scenario. What if North Korea just go a bit bonkers and decides to nuke a bunch of places? So it's not set too far in the future where everything becomes unrecognisable, but it's also set far enough in the future that these events are potentially in the works at the moment.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. Whereas Call of Duty used to have that, and they had, the sort of the Modern Warfare one was just about now, or slightly in the future from when it was released. Sort of fighting in the Middle East and, big aircraft gunships and stuff like that. And like Price and Soap and Ghost and stuff, they were sort of interesting things, people, and you sort of wanted to be a part of whatever they were doing. They were cool guys. Now, I couldn't even tell you as to who's in any of the new ones. I just genuinely don't care.
I don't think I've played any since.
I've played more than I probably would like to admit. But
you do tend to jump in on the betas and stuff. But
I do, and I do play the shit out of them.
Well, the last one I bought was Modern Warfare 2. Was the last one I actively went out and bought.
Yeah.
And I think the last one I actually was bothered about, but I didn't buy, but didn't enjoy it when I played it, was the first Black Ops.
Yeah.
And since then I just couldn't give a flying fuck.
Well, I don't know, that one got a bit weird as well, with like mind control and JFK and Fidel Castro and stuff, and it was a bit sort of... Whoa.
They need to bring Black back. Black was a great game.
I remember the box for it because it was just black on the title.
Yeah.
Like made out of ammo or something.
It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah, of course it was.
This door's locked. Shoot it open.
Well, like Red Faction was about 10 years earlier.
Yeah. Only like not on Mars. And I remember playing Red Faction on PS2, and me and my friend, we basically played Worms. Like, we just like you'd start off on one end of the map each, and then you just like shoot through the walls and just make tunnels and that, and try and get to each other before. It was great.
That's a pretty good game mode, actually. I like the sound.
It was really good, but if you got too carried away, you'd run out of stuff. Like, it'd stop letting you blow things up, and you just get stuck. But when it worked well, it was fucking fun, man. I used to enjoy that a lot.
New PvP mode, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Get some Red Faction on the go.
Wheel out the old Red Faction.
I can't think of anything to wrangle Worms into the name. We'll think of something good. Anyway,
no.
What was the other bit of rubbish news we had?
It wasn't rubbish at all. Punisher finally gets accepted for a new Netflix show, all of his own.
Yeah, spin-off.
Now,
the Punisher Diaries, I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
Oh, they should call it the War Journals.
The Wall.
War.
Oh, War. I think it's
WAR.
Wall, as in
The
W-A.
War.
You
Yeah,
don't
the
have to talk
sausage
proper.
journals. I got a cold.
No, because it would be, you can't have War Journals Season 1, Season 2. That wouldn't make any sense.
That kind of implies that these things have already happened.
Yeah, but I'd like to think that they wouldn't go overboard and do 13 episodes like they have been with Daredevil. Like, Daredevil's got a lot of side characters, a lot of different stories that are all going on. The Punisher doesn't really have that.
This is our initial worry, wasn't it?
Well, that's it. It's the sort of, you don't want to extend it out to the point where it's just like he doesn't have anything to do because he's already killed everyone that he's going to come up against. And there's only so many faceless bad guys that you can kill before you just sort of like, oh, bloody hell, get to the end of it. So, because there's only going to be like the Punisher, Micro, maybe the Russian or Jigsaw or Bushwhacker or something like that, that, you know, you can't kill the main bad guy off within the first 2 or 3 episodes, because then it's just like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
So it's got to be a build to either, you know, so start of the season, the creation of Jigsaw, end of the season, he kills Jigsaw. Start of season 2, the Russian comes in, end of season 2, he kills the Russian.
That's what I don't want, though.
It's very copy and paste, but what else can you really do? I mean, would you want to see just sort of like 6 episodes, like the first season of Walking Dead, which is like more intense and...
Well, that's what I was going to say, is like Daredevil has got the cast, not the cast, sorry, the characters to, it's the wrong word, but drag out a season.
Well, flesh it out, yeah.
Yeah, they can get more content in. You can't, we said this first time around with the Punisher. He works better as a side. He's an amazing character, but he works better as a secondary character, as he did in Daredevil.
Yeah.
But I know you haven't really got into it as much as I did, but Banshee works really well by having shorter seasons.
Yeah, I think that would probably work in its favour at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they were just really confident about it and said, no, we're going for the full 13. We've got a whole bunch of different things to get involved in.
It's in good hands, and they've already shown they can handle it.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's, again, using other characters to prop up the story as well.
Yeah, but I mean, then there's, the potential for, other than sort of Micro, maybe if you got in Kingpin or, some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people, something like that, Luke Cage. I think Luke Cage would be a good addition.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm just thinking of sort of ways of crossing in what we have already seen, because we know that that's pretty much going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, if you throw Luke Cage into it, it's going to be okay. Do you know what I would like to see, though? Black Widow.
As long as it's not like the animated film.
No. Not at all. It was weird and anime, and I didn't really like it.
But I'd be on board with that, especially even if it's just like for one episode and they get Scarlett Johansson in.
Oh, imagine that. That would be the most watched Netflix Marvel TV show.
Yeah.
If they just said, at some point we may have an Avenger in it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like a proper
Which
Avenger.
one? Yeah, it
not
could be Thor,
just
it could be
Iron Man.
Hulk.
Like someone we can see their face.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a cop out.
It would, but I'd still jizz everywhere.
Yeah, because obviously it's animated anyway, so they could get the same people to fucking do the animation just for the one episode.
He can only have 2 guns then, because they spent the rest of the budget on animating the CGI Iron Man. That's
fine. Just for the one episode, I'd be down with that.
Yeah. Well, as long as they don't just keep him in the same area as Daredevil, I want to see some sort of him in the war. Not all flashback stuff, but I want his story to be more fleshed out. I want his family to be cast. I want to see his family get killed.
I've got a good feeling that it's going to be very Arrow with its flashbacks.
I hope not, because I hate the flashbacks in Arrow, because they are so numerous and they always make the same noise for 4 seasons. Stop it.
Especially when it's like the beginning of the episode and then it's just like Oliver's flying a helicopter and stuff, or it's like, I need you to learn how to fly a helicopter, and it's like, I guess Oliver's going to need to fly a helicopter this episode.
Yeah. I know. I was talking about this with someone else the other day. Like, when you watch the series of a show, and there's like a previously on whatever, and they'll show you some random character from like 4 episodes ago that was just sort of minor, and then it just sort of brings you, goes, well, okay, well they're going to be in it at some point today. Otherwise, why else would you bring it up to me?
I was watching Game of Thrones today, and the flashback had the dragons in it. We haven't seen the dragons for ages. I was like, well, we're seeing the dragons today, and we did. But I was watching the first episode of Game of Thrones when it was on the other day, and they had a flash. Bear in mind, it was the first one of the new season. It's like previously on Game of Thrones, and I shit you not, it's about 10, 12 minutes of previously. I was like, fucking hell. And I turned to Zay, I was like, there better not be an actual fucking intro now, because I don't know if you've watched Game of Thrones, but the intro is about 5 minutes long anyway. And it was like previously on Game of Thrones, and I sat and watched all that. I was like, fuck's sake. And then literally as soon as I said there better not be an intro, I just like moved my hand away from my eyes, and it was like, it's like, for fuck's sake, just let me watch the episode.
Do you know how many more seasons of that they're actually doing? Because I do want to watch it at some point, but I want to have the full thing, because I've got a feeling I'll be really into it and I'll just binge it.
It's really fucking good. But after this season, there's one more season, but they're splitting it into 2 halves.
Right.
So it'll be kind of feel like 2 seasons. But there's only, after this season, there's 13 episodes, and that's it then.
And that's it, it's done?
Apparently so, yeah.
Okay, then I can start watching it.
Until they sit there and go, well, I could do it with a bit of money.
Yeah, get what's his name, George R. Martin. Roll him out and see what else he can churn us out.
I saw him at Sainsbury's the other day.
Was it just a guy in a flat cap and a beard?
He looked spitting image.
Of course he did.
I was going to ask him, I was like, when are you going to finish these fucking books?
Was he sat under a bush drinking a can of special brew?
He might have been. And he just like drew some dragons on it with a Sharpie. Yeah. Anyway, Punisher's going to be on probably next year,
Next year, easily, yeah. Because I mean, if they're going to be doing a second season of Jessica Jones, we've still got the first season of Luke Cage, and we've still got the first season of Iron Fist.
And the Defenders.
But I would... No, the Defenders have been pushed back.
They've started filming it now.
I'm pretty sure... Oh wait, no, it's the Inhumans, sorry, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
like the Inhumans was being pushed back, and now it's just sort of like, yeah, we might not actually do it.
Yeah, it's pretty much cancelled until further notice. But yeah, Defenders has already been started.
Well, considering that Doctor Strange is out in November this year, do you reckon... Because Benedict Cumberbatch, you know, he's a big Hollywood actor, but he still does a bunch of TV shows. Do you reckon they could get him in for it?
I reckon if we see anyone from the MCU in the Netflix universe, I know it's all connected, but obviously it's 2 separate mediums.
Yeah.
If we see anyone, at least first, it's going to be Doctor Strange. Purely because he's the only one that has massive ties to
the Defenders.
And
Yeah.
they could get away with leaving the Avengers out of it altogether.
It depends though. I mean, like, you know, if they sign up for these movie contracts, they may say, well, you can't do anything but movies at the moment. But, you know, they did the... Whatever the guy's name is who played Phil Coulson, you know, they built a TV show around him, for God's sake.
Yeah, but to be fair, they killed him off in the MCU. Then.
Nah, but they didn't kill him. Wink, wink, spoilers.
Yeah, but if you haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so he's dead.
Yeah, I know, but like in the trailer of like for the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he was in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, what more of a pull do you need then? Wait a minute, that guy's like totally dead.
But he's also a minor character compared to Iron Man and Thor.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing, like, how could you get any of them in the Defenders? But, I mean, even that, though, I'm still really looking forward to the Doctor Strange film. I think it's going to be really good.
It looks really good.
But he's the only one that I think you're right would just be able to sort of slip in and make sense.
Especially with the likes of Iron Fist.
Yeah, with the mysticism and stuff, yeah.
Which, speaking of, did you see the uproar of who they cast as Iron Fist?
I
can't remember his name.
Game of Thrones? Tom something or other?
Possibly. I can't remember his name. But basically, a load of people have kicked off, and some guy wrote a massive article on it.
Oh, let me guess, because he's not Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, but the guy even says, in the article, he's like, now, before any of the comic book fans get on at me, I know he wasn't Asian in the comics, but he should have been Asian in the show. It's like, what?
Explain your workings there, please. Show your working out.
That's stupid. If he was white in the comics, he can be white in this. I have no problem with him if they decided to make him Asian and just change his story a little bit, but then they've got to change it completely.
Well, this goes
because
back to
he wasn't born there.
Yeah, the whole bloody PvP philosophy on this. It doesn't matter what race or gender someone is to play a role, as long as they're the best person to play the role.
Oh.
Simple as that.
Ghost in the Shell is
now
primarily...
that one I'm not too keen on.
Now, well, the guy who wrote Ghost in the Shell has already said Scarlett Johansson was his ideal choice for the role.
Yeah.
So if he's on board with it, everyone else should be. However, they are... What's the word? Typecasting. In the sense that, you know, she played Black Widow, she played that bird in... Was it Lucy?
Yeah.
Which was essentially Black Widow. And now they've cast her in Ghost in the Shell, where she will play Black Widow.
Cyborg Black Widow.
Yeah. I think she'll do a good job, and I'm quite a big fan of Ghost in the Shell. But
I think she will. But the fact is, though, that it's still supposed to be an Asian character in an Asian genre of manga.
Yeah,
or anime as well. Sorry. And it would make more sense to have it as someone who is Asian. I completely understand. However, if they say, well, we looked at a whole bunch of people, and the best person that we could get in order to draw people in to see it, and in terms of acting ability, was Scarlett Johansson, I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah, it does make sense, but how true would that be?
Well, yeah.
There's bound to be a lot more.
Magnificent Seven, they're doing a remake of that, right?
Yeah.
Which is a remake of an old Japanese film.
Very old.
Yeah. Now, they were all white in that.
Yeah.
No one cared. Now Denzel Washington is going to be one of the guys in it. Why is no one kicking off about that, saying, well, he's not Japanese?
I think, to be fair, with Ghost in the Shell, as long as it wasn't Lucy Liu, I didn't care.
Oh, I would have been on board with Lucy Liu.
No.
She's a bit too old for it now, but...
No, fuck off. She'd have been awful. Absolutely awful.
What about the woman from
Arrow.
Pacific Rim?
I haven't seen Pacific Rim.
Why have you not seen Pacific Rim? Even I've seen it 3 times and I don't particularly like it.
Because it's one of the films that look pretty good, and it's like... and I just never bothered.
It's on pretty much like Netflix, everything. There's no excuse not to watch it.
I'll give it a go.
If you like Godzilla... Oh, I'll tell you what I did see the other day that I was looking at on Twitter, I think it was. Like someone had retweeted like one of those big sort of grid board things that says, you know, Doctor Strange, November 2016. This, all the way through, like covering Ghostbusters, the new Harry Potter thing, the Fantastic Beasts, all that sort of stuff. All the X-Men films, all the DC films, Justice League, all of that. Very last one, 2020. There isn't even a name for it. It's just a picture of King Kong's head with Godzilla's head underneath it.
Yeah.
King Kong versus Godzilla.
But it's actually being made by a Japanese studio as well.
So, they invented Godzilla.
That's what I'm saying, so it might actually be good.
Well, Godzilla was great.
No, it wasn't.
It absolutely was.
The new one?
Yeah.
It was awful.
It was so good.
It was not good.
It was. That was amazing, that Godzilla.
Amazing. Right, I'm actually going to have a look at what score it actually got.
Oh, really? So we're going to just... whether I'm right or wrong. My opinion is right or wrong.
It was shit.
The Metacritic rating or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not how we work here.
It was shit.
In your opinion, it was. I enjoyed it.
It was shit. Got a 12.
On what?
Out of 100.
Wait, which one? Are you looking at the 1999 one? With
I'm joking. 62%.
That's fine. That's better than Batman vs Superman, for Christ's sake.
That's less than Green Lantern.
Bollocks.
It was. Green Lantern got more than that.
In no universe could Green
Lantern got more than Batman v Superman. Well, 39%, so it wasn't as much as that. But Green Lantern...
exactly, so shut your fucking tits.
Green Lantern got more than BVS.
Wow, how depressing is that?
Yeah.
Oh, cue the sad flick.
That's fucking awful. Anyway, what was we on about?
Oh yeah,
there's a new Netflix.
Anyway, yeah, but I want to see him with Agent Venom. Just fuck it, just do it.
If they can get Agent Venom in.
Yeah, I mean, Elektra's in Thunderbolts, right?
At some point she has been, yeah.
Okay, we'll get Elektra And well, yeah, I know, but you can't get Deadpool, but you can get Ghost Rider.
Well, they've got the rights back now.
That's what I'm thinking. Get a bit of Ghost Rider in there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Ghost Rider could totally work.
Steal the General from the Avengers.
He's still about. No sign of Betsy still, but Betty, sorry.
So get some Red Hulk on the go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd
General
like that.
Thunderbolt Ross.
That'd be fucking ace.
Or if he's just in charge of the team, he's not actually Red Hulk.
Yeah, just get him in. Is that?
In that sort of Suicide Squad way where they just sort of tranquilise him and then he wakes up and it's just like, so yeah, we need you to go on a mission. We couldn't just ask you that.
What?
Oh, imagine that. We do it. There's a Deadbolt.
A Deadbolt.
There's a Defenders series and then there's
a Thunderbolt
a
film.
Thunderbolts series. No, I don't think you could do a film. Unless you got the rights to Deadpool back and then you could have Ghost Rider, Elektra, Agent Venom, Red Hulk. Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Oh fucking hell! They're gonna have to sink a lot of pies to get fucking Agent Venom and fucking Deadpool. Fucking
Well, apparently there are talks of mixing the Marvel and the Fox universes. So
I've got a feeling it's all gonna depend on how well Apocalypse does.
oh, absolutely.
If it makes enough money.
We've got Deadpool. We've got that one in the bag.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. Doesn't really matter if we lose that anymore. X-Men. If we can't sync it with this one, we may just have to do the same, and then they can do Infinity War, and they can have Fantastic Four, some of the X-Men, no Deadpool, Guardians, Avengers, New Avengers, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, all of them. Get them all in there.
Yeah, they're not going to let Deadpool into the MCU.
What would be the point? It's their only source of viable income. Other
it's not
than
only that. It's going to fucking. It's not even going to make a like how well they did with Civil War. They're not going to be able to get the same amount of stuff with Deadpool because they're going to have to tone him down too much.
Yeah, he wouldn't be sweary. There wouldn't be any boobs.
No.
I mean, unless it was self-referential censorship or something, that might be funny. But you'd have to be in it less than Spider-Man.
Yeah, you'd have to
make
be
it work.
10 minutes or so.
Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man and Avengers Infinity Wars, though, we've both seen Civil War now. You saw it today.
Mm-hmm.
Little treat for you. I saw it on the day it came out because, you know, I'm a true fan or whatever, but
hey,
never mind.
Babysitters.
Oh, how many times have I said this, right? You cannot play the child card any longer.
I have to.
He was fine when he was, you know, a newborn and defenceless. Now he can basically go out and get a job and fight off, you know, warrior elves or whatever.
He's 2.
What, people back in the day, they had him cleaning chimneys and stuff to get him to get off his arse, but he benefit scroungers.
I forgot to send you a picture. Not of my son up a chimney, but
Oh, please do.
That's for a Christmas card. On the way home, driving back from the cinema, and we're stuck behind a van, and it was like some it must have been some chimney service, but it was called Ash Wipers. It was amazing.
What a good fucking name!
I
bet none of them have got none of them have got any experience cleaning chimneys. They just came up with a great name, and the bank was like, "Yep, have your loan. That's brilliant."
You would make the money back just in advertising.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. But anyway,
no spoilers, but Civil War has now been watched by the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? Bear in mind, this is personal opinion only. Carry on.
Excellent. That's my opinion.
Good.
What's coming up on the channel?
Wholeheartedly.
The execution of it was pretty good, considering the vast amount of characters that was in it.
Yeah.
Everyone was handled very well.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple of parts where I'd have liked to see more of characters, but overall, very fucking good.
Well, you're talking
Very
about
good.
2.5 hours, so I mean, it's already going on for a long time.
No, but I mean, like Spider-Man, we all knew he wasn't going to be in the entirety of the film. We're not going to delve into him at all, but as you can all probably guess, he's not in it for the whole film.
Yeah.
But we knew that because it's a Captain America film. It's not a Spider-Man film.
And this is, again, something we talked about on the sort of previous podcast where we talked in length about what we want to see and what we expect to see in Civil War. One of the things that we covered was the fact that, because you thought he would be in it from sort of like halfway through for the rest of the film.
I said for like, I assumed the bit from the trailer would be the first time we'd see him, and then he'd maybe go for a bit, and then we'd see him again later.
Right.
So, but all in all, it'd probably work out at about half an hour, 40 minutes worth.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, because I was saying, in opposition to that less would be more, in the fact that if you have him in it for a smaller amount of time and you do him right, then you could basically blow all of the other versions of Spider-Man that we've seen so far out of the water with just a 15-minute performance, and that way people will say, don't give it back to Sony, keep it. I don't care how much you have to pay for it, keep it, because you've done it right. So that's what we were expecting. So obviously the best thing for you to do is go and see it yourself, make up your mind, and then we'll do a spoiler cast over the next couple of days or so. That should be up fairly soon.
Yeah.
So you can go and check that out. But yeah, overall, I really can't fault it. There's a couple of things that, again, I'm sort of nitpicking, and I think with further watches, there'll be other things that sort of jump out at me when the spectacle's kind of gone. But overall, I came out of it and I was just like, I'd say that is possibly the best one they've done so far. And I mean, this is going up against Winter Soldier, it's going up against Guardians, it's going up against the first Avengers, which is still brilliant.
See, I mean, Winter Soldier was my favourite comic book film ever. And then Deadpool kind of took it. And then I watched, in preparation of going to see Civil War, I watched Winter Soldier again. And gotta be honest, it edged Deadpool out again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I need to go and see this again before I can. I really fucking loved it, and now this very moment is better than Winter Soldier. But I do need to see it again to double check. But when I went, what team you on?
You're right. Yeah. Who? What? Why? What?
I just like spans down. Meltdown. Even I can't say that word. Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
I was always Team Cap.
Good boy. I went in my Team Cap t-shirt.
Well done.
Well, not Team Cap. It was just Captain America's armour. But
Captain America's t-shirt.
Yeah.
The one he wore.
It was his very one. It was a bit small. It was a bit small on me though.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we went Team Stark, but that was literally because the only other related film other than Spider-Man was Iron Man t-shirts. So
I'm pretty sure I went in a Batman t-shirt, to be honest.
Oh my god, didn't even make the effort, man.
I can imagine that. I sat down and it just came up, Captain America Civil War, and I went, oh man, wrong cinema, god damn it, and just mooched out. Speaking of which, though, I did actually watch Batman vs Superman again over the weekend, because I thought, if I give it a second go, maybe I'll enjoy it more.
Was it a waste of money again?
Not really. I mean, it's still a good film. It's just that I still come out of it just going, yeah, it was fine, but I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of going on in it, and there's more stuff going on in Civil War, so many different stories and characters and stuff, but because they've explained it over the last 10 years, it just fits.
Yeah. And the pacing was fucking good.
Absolutely, yeah. So
take note, DC.
I've seen it and it's still good and I still like it, and I think Ben Affleck is again still my favourite part of it.
Yeah.
But the things that sort of niggled me the first time I was watching it, when you go back and watch it a second time, you're just sort of like, yeah, that's really stupid. Why did you do that? So, again, I'm going to have to wait until it comes out so I can buy it and just watch it over and over again and sort of bore it into my mind and see if after all that, if it's just me not quite getting it, or if it's me, but it's just not my type of film.
On the same token, though, if you've got to rewatch a film again and again and again and again and again just to appreciate it, then it's not a good film.
The Matrix. I had to watch that about a dozen times when I was a kid before I got it.
Then you're a fucking idiot as a kid.
This is true.
I mean, I always remember pretty much every Saturday for about 5 months, me and my dad and my sister we'd walk up to the shop and we'd rent it. But that was because we loved it, not because we didn't get it.
Well, do you know what? One of the hardest things that I've ever had to do is explain the sort of the premise, the meaning, and the sort of my understanding of the Matrix to my, at the time, 11-year-old Mandarin-speaking nephew. And my lord, that was a fucking challenge, that was.
Well, that's something to put on your resume, though.
I think he eventually got it, but in the end he was bored and he was quoting George of the Jungle, so I really don't know.
An equally good film.
Equally good, yeah. 9 out of 10.
Anyway, there's not a lot we can really say without spoiling stuff.
Yeah, I think the only thing we can do is just say it's really good. So if you want to check out the spoiler cast that we're going to do, go and see it first.
Yeah, because there'll be a lot of
preferably,
spoilers.
if you haven't seen all of the other ones, watch all of them first, then go and see it, then go and listen to it. So we'll see you in about 4 months.
Yeah, if you've got a couple of months to spare. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a score, though.
I'd rather you didn't.
I'm gonna give it.
No, I said I'd rather you didn't, as in don't.
I'm gonna give it. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. I just said you're not.
I've decided not gonna do.
Oh, you've decided all on your own, have you?
Yeah.
Well done.
10 out of 10. I'm gonna no. What I am gonna say is, it's nothing like the comic.
Absolutely not. Because I love the comic, and I think it's a great sort of take on the sort of the superhero role in society in general, in this sort of universe. You know, are they a good thing? Are they a bad thing? Do they cause more trouble than good? But we already knew, me and you, I'm speaking for here, we already knew going into this that there's no way that they could do it. I mean, they may have had sort of 10 or 11 films or something to get to this point to make a film about, you know, a big civil war, but they haven't had 40 years worth of comics to make a meaningful civil war.
It's like, they haven't got the characters. They haven't even got the license for mutants. So,
well, mutants still don't play a huge role in the Civil War story.
No, but it's all about the Mutant Registration Act.
Well, no, it's the superheroes registration.
Oh no, yeah,
Act.
it's the Superhero Registration Act.
Yeah. But I think that given the limitations that they had to it, I think there was some very good nods towards the original story, and it was clear that this isn't going to, you know, they're not going to be able to do Civil War the comic later on because they've done it so closely.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain elements of it which fit in with the original story, but then there's a lot of it that they've just got full creative license with, and they just sort of go a bit crazy with it. But it all works in the film's positive side, you know.
It's a good
I just
take
can't
on
speak highly enough of it at the moment.
Yeah, I can't think of anything to say to warn people not to go and see it.
That would be the only thing. If you're expecting to see to be fair, if you know the story, if you've read the Civil War story, odds are you're also going to be aware of the fact that they are not going to be able to put this into film.
Yeah, so it's nothing to complain about.
Absolutely. If you go and see it expecting this, then quite frankly you're a fool, because you've sort of seen from any of the trailers that, oh wait a minute, there aren't 600 people involved in this. Yeah. Okay, it's not going to be the comic.
Yeah.
It's very lightly based on it. That's all I'll really say.
It's got the name.
Yeah, but if you've read the story though, and you sort of have memorised it or whatever, you'll see the sort of the reference points, the signposts to get them along the way. But ultimately, it doesn't really pan out the same way. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but it's good nonetheless.
Absolutely, in its own right, in its own universe, it makes sense. It's a great film.
Go see it now. Very much now.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
Do you reckon they'll do a game actually? License game?
What are they for?
Lego, Marvel, Civil War.
Oh no, because Captain America's not. That's their darker series, isn't it?
Yeah, they did Lego Avengers though.
No, that's what I'm saying. The Avengers, Iron Man, even Thor, all of that is a lot more family orientated than the Captain America series. Like Winter Soldier was like the darkest fucking one they'd done up to date up until this.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not a fan. Like Tony Stark doesn't make a single fucking joke in the whole film.
No, but again, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's completely off subject. So,
yeah,
what is coming up on the channel, Mr. Man?
I don't know. I was expecting we had some stuff to do last week, but you just bailed out for whatever reason, so we didn't do that.
You bailed out even though I was ill and I couldn't speak.
Oh yeah, ill, of course, yeah. His son ill as well, was he?
Probably.
I don't know. He hasn't come out the cupboard.
I haven't seen him for a week.
So there was some stuff that we were planning to do last week, which we're probably going to do this week instead.
So
I don't know what.
we'll just leave it at that. We've got
I was thinking about having another look at Minecraft again over the weekend.
Well, that can take a back seat because we've still got fucking Snowblind.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the new Can You Believe It? So,
I'll tell you what I did get over the weekend though. Arkham Knight Season Pass.
Why? For all that great content.
Because I'd watched Batman vs Superman again. So I wanted to run around and beat people up and have a cool Batmobile. And the Batmobiles are awesome. Like the 89 Batmobile, the 66 Batmobile, so good.
Had you not got them already? I got them like the...
Well, you got the Harley DLC though, didn't you?
I got the Harley DLC and the Red Hood
that's because
DLC.
you pre-ordered it, so you probably got bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, a load of shit.
But so I got the there's like a Nightwing story, a Robin story, Harley, Red Hood, and then Batgirl. And the Batgirl one is the best of all of them.
The Batgirl's the most fleshed out one, but it's
easily
still about half an hour long.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's sort of got to the point of you go into this room, clear it. You go into the next room, clear it, done.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? Was that it? Now, I could deal with that if they then made that character available in the main game.
It's free roam.
But they don't.
No.
So you can just get a bunch more challenge maps. Fucking hooray.
Well, I bought an Nvidia Shield. And I really like it.
Thoughts?
Well, you know what I actually found out? That it's actually twice as powerful as an Xbox 360.
It's twice as powerful as something that's 10 years old. That's not really something to scream about, is it?
For an Android box, that's fucking good.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that with a bit of tweaking, my phone could run something from an early stage 360.
No, it can't.
It absolutely could.
It definitely couldn't. The fucking half-time can barely keep up with fucking Flappy Bird. Do you know why? Because my battery's fucked.
Yeah, so's mine actually.
Honestly,
don't buy the Galaxy Note 4 if you want a phone to last you whilst you're, having an
walk into the shop.
It won't do it.
Honestly, I was on the phone. Like Zoe rang me yesterday, and I answered it, and it died. And I'm not even joking. It was on like 93% or something like that.
Yeah, there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, stupid fucking updates. Anyway,
hopefully they fix it. Get on it, Samsung, you buggers.
But Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is on there on the Shield store for like £12.
Not bad.
And I was looking at it on PS4.
That's the newest one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I was looking at it on PS4 the other week, and it was like 30 something quid. So I might get it on the Shield. But overall, it's fucking really, really good. I'm very happy with it. No regrets. It's not.
There you go.
It's not going to replace a PS4 or anything like that. But
do any of our affiliates, do they sell the Shield?
They probably do. Game, which is where I actually got it from.
Well, there you go. I take it you bought it through the website, so we got something back from it.
No.
You idiot.
Because I rang up and I said like, "Yo, affiliate."
You walk in with your affiliate badge, your big aviator sunglasses, and just be like, "Affiliate, what have you got for me?"
Yeah, we got this Nvidia Shield. I'll take one.
Who are you? Sorry,
I'm an affiliate. I'll have a remote as well while I'm here.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that episode of South Park where Randy's a Yelp reviewer? And he goes around all the fancy restaurants in the new part of South Park, and he's saying, "Actually, I'm a Yelp reviewer," and they're just like, "Oh my god!" And they're just like he's some sort of major food critic, and then it just turns out that everyone in the town's actually a Yelp critic. So good.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, it's well good.
So, if you would like to check out all our other content, you can head over to our various distribution areas of the internet, which are. No?
Sorry.
I'll do it.
I don't know, I just kind of got confused in my own eyes then.
The website is www.podcastversusplayer.com or .co.uk. You can head over to YouTube, which is youtube.com/podcastversusplayer, or you can tweet us, and you can do these, Dan.
At Podcast VS Player.
There you go. It's Podcast V Player. And the Instagram, which is Podcast Versus Player.
The only one that's slightly different, and I always get it wrong.
So you can head over there. Website's got everything on. YouTube's got all the podcasts and all the videos on. Right, I'm going.
All right.
I've got shit to do, and you got stuff to do.
I've got a shit to do.
That's not about right.
Yeah.
Bye.